guys, it is Candy Mama here, and today I have another Thru Hiker interview for you. I interviewed Hot Grease from Two Mike's Hike. He's hiking with Hot Rod, or Hot Spot, not Hot Rod, thinking of the movie, Hot Spot. So Hot Grease and Hot Spot are two older men who are hiking. They're really good friends, and I had a really good talk with Hot Grease about a couple things, but we mostly talked about YouTube and their following and what it means to him. And it's a very heartwarming, wholesome interview that I did with them. We're currently doing a social distancing hike on the Van Creek Trail. They're making fun of me right now. I'm not paying attention. On the Van Creek Trail, about 10 minutes outside of Hot Springs, or downtown Hot Springs. It was a very fun hike. It was around 3 miles, I think. I'm sorry, it was the Van Cliff Trail. We were just road walking for like 0.1, and now we're getting back on the trail. Anyways, I don't really have a lot of Thru Hiker coronavirus updates today.
Hey, it's the next day after our hike. It's March 27th. I recorded that on March 26th. And actually, there are some updates about the Appalachian Trail with the coronavirus enclosures. Okay, so I'm going to be reading from my iPad, so give me a second. And also, I just woke up. I got my coffee, so I'm not completely at that level yet, but I will try to be all there. Anyways, I'm trying to get this up today. But anyways, okay, so from the ATC, I got this from the Appalachian Trail Facebook group. This is from the ATC, but they said multiple parks and services providers are closing daily as the situation in their respective communities and states respond to the spread of COVID-19. As of yesterday, the Great Smoky Mountain National Park, except for the Foothills Pathway and the Spur, is closed until April 6th. I have talked to many people, many Thru hikers that are still in the Great Smoky Mountains, and from what I heard from one of them, they are still able to walk through, but nobody can get in. So if you are on the Appalachian Trail, you have to kind of bounce ahead past the Smokies. Graham County, North Carolina, so that's Wesser to Fontana Dam, including the Fontana Village, is closed to overnight visitors. It is open to local residents only, however. And that does begin today, the morning of March 27th. All visitors, including AT hikers, must be out of Graham County. Shenandoah National Park has closed all overnight camping, effective immediately through April 30th. But there are more closures and places closing and stopping business. I would go to wildeast.appalachiantrail.org, and this is part of the Appalachian Trail Conservancy, and they talk all about AT closures. And I would encourage you to do that because it's a really awesome kind of setup. They have like trail-wide, then Georgia, North Carolina, Tennessee, and they split it up in between states. So those were the big ones, but I would encourage you to go check out the closures for yourself on, again, that's wildeast.appalachiantrail.org, and that will kind of give you a idea of everything that is closed. But that is all for right now, so I'm going to get you back to that video from yesterday.
What I do know is that a lot more people are getting off, but currently they are stuck. So Odie, who does the Hiker yearbook, has been orchestrating some trail angels to help out with them and get them off trail. A friend that I work with at the Blue Ridge Hiking Company has put together a spreadsheet to help anyone get off the trail that needs to, who is stuck. So that's really cool. That's awesome. Congrats to the community for banding together and doing that. That's awesome. So many trout lilies on this trail. I love it. Oh, it's so beautiful. Oh my gosh. This is so cool. They didn't hear me. update on the Appalachian Trailer. We are closed and not accepting any more guests. Very sad. Until all of this subsides, we're not accepting any more guests. It's very, very hard to steer hikers away from the bunkhouse. Well, I mean, we had a guy walk up to us on the porch. He was like, I heard at Standing Bear you guys are the only hostel open in Hot Springs. And that was just really hard to say, no, not anymore. Couldn't really help him. We gave him as much advice as we could, telling him about really nice camp spots, but we couldn't really accept him. But eventually we will be open again and it's gonna be great. But that's all. So something else to note about this interview I did with Hot Grease is, again, it's one that I did, I'm about to cross this river. It's one I did about on March 15th. I'm just walking through one. They had to walk up on the bank. Just kidding. It's one I did around March 15th, so his responses or his ideals might be different. If we did talk about the coronavirus, I don't think we did, but just understand that it was done in a different time period where there's a lot of information that we didn't know at the time. So just keep that in mind and give Two Mikes Hike a follow. Awesome. Well, enjoy that interview, and that is all for right now. So bye. Hey y'all, it's another hiker, 2020 Thru Hiker interview coming at you from the trailer here in Hot Springs, North Carolina. So today is March 17th, and we're gonna talk with Hot Grease, otherwise known as Mike, and he is part of the YouTube series or the YouTube channel called Two Mike Hikes. So we're gonna talk to him today, and or this afternoon, evening, night. We're gonna talk to him this night. So get ready for that. It's coming up right now. So this is Mike, or otherwise known as Hot Grease. So tell us where you're from, when you started the Appalachian Trail, and how you got your trail name.
I am from Nottingham, New Hampshire, and I started on the 14th of February. And my trail name was given to me by Fresh Ground because I accidentally poured hot grease in his French press coffee pot. So it was rather not very flattering, but I was named by a very famous person, so I took it.
There you go. That's the whole beauty of trail names, is just these things happening to you and telling these stories over and over until you get to Maine, and then you don't have to tell them again.
I don't mind telling it.
Yeah, you don't mind telling it? I've heard some pretty crazy trail names. I'm just like, how do you tell that story over and over? It's just crazy. All right, so how long have you wanted to do the Appalachian Trail?
I was serious about it for about 3.5 years.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I know you mentioned that you watched vlogs, some hiker vlogs, Thru Hiker vlogs. Has it mostly been Appalachian Trail or also Pacific Crest Trail?
Mostly AT, but I have watched some PCT.
Okay,
and
cool.
some CDT too. You know?
Oh, really?
It's kind of like I'm a YouTube junkie when it comes to hiking. I haven't been since I've been on trail because I don't have time.
Sure,
Which
yeah.
makes me feel bad I can't follow some of my friends, but that's just part of what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah, so with vlogging, do you do daily vlogs or do you do weekly vlogs? How do you vlog the Appalachian Trail?
Well, because of I have Sprint, which is not recommended on trail, by the way. I only can upload my videos when I have Wi-Fi. So when I'm in town or at a hostel that has Wi-Fi, I'm able to do it. So it's probably once a week.
Okay, cool. So once a week. All right, y'all, we had to delete some videos and create some space on the iPhone here, but we're back with Mike. So, Mike, or Hot Grease, how do you vlog the Appalachian Trail? Because we did mention in the beginning that you do vlog. What are your methods, and
where do you do daily vlogs or do you do weekly vlogs?
Yeah, so because I have Sprint, I only can upload when I'm in town and have Wi-Fi.
Okay.
But as far as content, I just try to capture what's interesting and the beauty, which I could video all day long, but you can't upload that much video.
Yeah.
But, so I try to pick and choose and I edit, and it's been a blast.
Sure. Very cool. So what is one lesson that you've learned? Already, what are you, 270 miles?
Yep.
274 miles in?
Yep.
What is a lesson that you've learned in the past 270 miles that you'd like to share with people on YouTube?
A lesson.
A lesson. A lesson, or maybe a funny story of something that happened, and
Well,
then
the thing that impresses me the most that I've learned since I've been on trail is everybody I run into, whether you're a hiker or not, they all have a smile on their face.
Oh, wow.
And they're all so eager to talk and ask questions. And when you meet people at the shelters that you've never met in your life before, it's almost like you know them, because you guys we're all going through the same thing.
Yeah.
So we talk the same lingo, and it's just really, it's a great time.
Yeah, very cool, very cool. Yeah, I noticed that too in our through hike. It was just very special to go up to a shelter or a town, and there's just a bunch of people there, and you just all kind of understand what mountain you just went down or what mountain you just went up. You just understand that struggle a little more, which I love that aspect of community on trail.
Right, and we even develop, relationships. There's a couple of people that we just click, and you see them. You may not see them for 3 or 4 days, but when you see them, it's like catch-up time.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. Like Screwball, he's a great guy, and we talk on the phone, and we were fortunate enough to meet here at the hostel. And
Yeah.
it's pretty awesome.
Gear, and what is a piece of gear that you feel like you can replace?
Well, what I would replace, it's either my poncho or my rain jacket.
Okay.
Because the rain jacket really isn't waterproof. I've sprayed it multiple times. I'm not going to say the company name, but that I would replace. It's probably one of that bugs me the most when it's raining and you're getting wet.
Sure.
My favorite piece would have to be my hammock.
Okay, really? Do you sleep in your hammock?
Yeah, so when I can sleep in the hammock, like when I went through the Smokies, I couldn't. I had to stay in the shelters. But it's just, I sleep very comfortable.
Very cool.
And very warm.
Wow. So do you have a quilt or like a mat that goes in the hammock?
I have an underquilt,
Okay.
a 10-degree underquilt, and a 15-degree top quilt made by Catabatic, and they're pretty precise on it's a 15-degree quilt.
Okay.
And then I have a winter cover on the hammock itself. And it's amazing, if I get hot, which I do, I just unzip the winter cover, and you can feel the cold air rush in. It works really well.
Very cool, very cool. So what drew you to hammocks? Because I haven't heard a lot of hammock
Well, originally
campers.
when I first started, I bought a Z-Pack.
Okay, duplex?
Duplex.
Right.
And Mike and I have been practicing in New Hampshire, and we were sleeping in the duplexes, and I could not get comfortable. No matter what pad I was on, no matter what I didn't feel good. So right at the last minute, 6 weeks out, I decided to try hammocking.
Wow.
And it didn't go well in the beginning at all, because there's a lot to learn about putting a hammock up properly.
Okay.
So I couldn't sleep in that either, and I think, wow, I just spent $1,500.
Oh, wow.
And I'm not going to use this thing. But persistence and me keeping at it, and now I sleep well.
Okay, so what are those methods for anyone who is watching? What are those methods of hanging up a hammock that you would recommend?
Yeah, one of the biggest things was hanging your feet in higher than your head in.
Okay.
Which doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't.
You think you're going to go upside down, but it does something to the calf shelf in the hammock, and it allows me to lay straight and flat at that angle. And as long as I'm laying flat, I'm swinging in the wind, and it really is comfortable.
Okay, cool. So that did you learn that from a YouTube video or like
a YouTube video? And then I also had a subscriber from one of my videos when I first started vlogging from New Hampshire call me or ask me for my email, and he gave me advice.
Okay.
Because he was a 6-year hammocker.
Very
so
cool.
all the things we talked about and also I needed more sag in the hammock.
Sure.
So those little things all made all the difference in the world.
Okay. So we've been talking about YouTube a little bit because me and you, we kind of bonded on the fact that we both vlogged. A lot of people I've talked to have vlogged, but for me and you, we talked a little bit earlier today about the community of YouTube. What has that meant for you, being on YouTube and having people following your journey, subscribers following your journey? What has that meant to you? And if you could tell them
It's
something.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's uplifting.
Yeah,
It's
I would agree.
it's like why are they watching me?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and all the comments I've had nobody negative with me.
That's great.
It just makes me feel so good. The thing that I feel bad about is I can't get back to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I try, but
They want to see you out there hiking though.
Yeah. And the thing about it is it's amazing. One of my subscribers I haven't met in 40 years.
Wow.
We work together,
Okay.
and bingo, he's a subscriber, and we connected again. So, and those are the people I know, and all the people that watch me that don't really know me.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate it. It's worth every second it takes to put the video up, just to hear from everybody.
Yeah, very cool. All right, I think that is it. Is there anything you want to tell anyone on YouTube or?
Sure.
Yeah?
There's one thing I definitely want. If you get a chance to come out here and hike this trail, do it.
Yeah. All right, that's a good last piece of advice, and that is going to do it for our interview with Hot Grease. We will get back with you with more hiker interviews, hopefully, but that's it all for now, so we'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.